Welcome, everybody, to the NPC's Guide to Inclusive Storytelling. My name is Pragya Chaudhary. I directed the show, The NPC's Guide to Raising Your Party.
And my name is Christina Federley. I composed the music and music directed the show.
All right, so a quick rundown of what we have, just a little intro to who Nerds is, and then a little bit about telling inclusive stories. We might jump right into our first song, actually, Falling, and then we'll tell a little bit about telling inclusive stories through music, through stories, and then we'll see a scene from the show with Onyx and Tem, our main character, and then we'll talk a little bit about staging inclusive stories and have a little bit more theater for you after that. First things first, who are we? We are not even really drama students. We were founded in 2016, and we have a long history of inclusive storytelling. Our initial focuses were on queer stories. There was the theater scene, a little peek into the theater scene in Ann Arbor. We have a lot of really talented people, which means that oftentimes, there are certain structures of selection that exist within our society. So I like to joke that Nerds was founded to tell the stories that are not often told on stage by the people who don't often get to be on stage. This can have a lot of things. Some people have different majors and stuff, but theater is not often the most comfortable or accessible place for people who are neurodivergent, people who are queer. So Nerds strives to be that space for people as actors, as audiences, every step of the way. We are very focused on accessible theater, for everything from venue assessment for potential venues to a very flexible rehearsal schedule. Everything is done by our actors. Whatever the company needs at that time, that's what our schedule looks like. That's how we plan our things. And we usually prioritize ASL interpretation at our shows. We've been doing this for the last couple of years. Unfortunately, the interpreters were not available for NPC's Guide. A little ironic, but usually we really do try our best to get ASL interpretation for as many of our shows as we can, so as many people can enjoy them as we can. And without further ado, we'll come back to this, and we're gonna start with our first song, Falling. As our actors come up, I'll give you a little bit of lore. In this song, the character Kaya is describing her backstory. She used to be a god in a pantheon, but she was cast out, and you're about to find out why. And Tem has been struggling. Tem is the leader of a incredibly religious society, and Tem is one of the right-hand man of the prophet of the society, and is starting to question some of the ideals that they've grown up with. And who better to talk about questioning the ideals of a religion you've grown up with than an ex-goddess, I should say. Without further ado, Falling.
If my gut is right about this, all of the people that I've potentially hurt, how am I supposed to face that? I don't deserve a second chance.
Tem, it's not about deserving, it's about action. I thought the same thing long ago, but eventually you find something worth changing for. The song started a little too early. Do you mind restarting the track? Thank you. Apologies.
I was not sure about that.
That's all good. I'll just jump in when it's time for me to sing. Look at your life, look at you, doing the things that you've been told to. It's still a little too early. Look at your life, look at you, doing the things that you've been told to. Everything seems set in stone. So why are you left feeling strangely alone? I was a girl in the sky, watching the kingdoms through my young eyes, helping them rolling the dice, playing along. I never thought twice, until they let me visit, see what mortals were about. And it wasn't until then that it all started raising doubt. I saw people living different lives. that my family preached. Among them was a woman, and by her my walls were breached. Precious and rare as a pearl, she was my portal to a new world. She looked at me, asked me do you know what it is that you want to do? I was a moth to her flame. She went and beat me at my own game, showed me her world to the core. I felt more at home with her than ever before. So I told the Pantheon that I had found myself in love. They said mortals couldn't ever be with someone from above. But I wanted to go live with her. They didn't take that well. They told me that I might as well be going straight to hell. Through all the strife, I saw my life and realized it was all my own. But she alone could be the only family I had ever known. I chose my fate, I fled their hate, and I was banished to below. They bound my wings, though it still stings. Holding on would have hurt more than letting go. And I was falling, falling in love, falling from grace, falling. Look at your life, look at you. Do what you know that you were meant to. Don't let the world clip your wings. You are in charge of what your story will bring. Yay! Thanks for letting me sing, guys.
And now everybody say good luck to Hannah as Hannah goes to an orgo exam. Good luck, Hannah!
Good luck, Hannah. We love you, Hannah.
I got you out at exactly 5:40, my love.
I love you, Siku.
All right. And now some words from our music director.
So in the context of musical theater and songwriting, a big practice that I have really been trying to get into over the past couple years, mostly with this project, is writing from perspectives that are not my own. I've been writing songs for many, many years, but it is usually, as a form of journaling and self-expression for myself. So it has just been really, really valuable for me to put myself into other people's shoes and other characters' shoes for writing this show. Writing for any character as opposed to writing for yourself is inherently an exercise in empathy, I would say, even when that character is going through or has gone through something that you haven't, but that you can still understand. But I think it's a whole different exercise when you have to put yourself in somebody's shoes who is going through or has gone through something that you could never understand. whether that be due to identity or disability or anything else. And to do that respectfully requires a delicate balance between knowing enough about the kind of perspective that you are portraying, but also not assuming that you know more than you actually do. We in theater always go by the rule show, don't tell. Not just in theater, really, in storytelling, in media, everywhere. You go by the rule show, don't tell. But the unique thing about songwriting in this context is that every word being said is going to be linked with an emotion. Just like what you just saw, every word was just steeped in emotion. And so as the composer, you are making decisions based on both how the speaker is feeling and how you want the audience to feel. And this is where the empathy comes in. Musical theater is primarily just all about storytelling, and storytelling is how we reflect on the human experience. While the human experience covers an incredibly diverse world of individual experiences, it encompasses just that, being human, and that is something that we can all draw from. So as we move to our next scene and song, back to you, Sikander.
And so for this one, I don't think we're doing the song for this one. We are going to do the scene. And in that vein of talking about experiences, so the last character, Kaya, each of the members of the party, our writer was very specific about this. Each of the members of the party deals with, I wouldn't say deals with, I will say lives with some kind of a disability. Kaya lives with PTSD from their past trauma. Onyx lives with a disorder. They'll talk about it themselves, but lives with an invisible disability, which is another thing that we had to write for, direct for, compose for, and we all. Everybody on the prod team has different experiences with disability, and so working through these scenes and blocking them, writing music for them has been an incredible journey. So without further ado, I'm going to let the actors show you a little bit more of the kind of storytelling that we can do.
All right. Let's relax and have some fun while we wait. Do you not know how to dance?
No. Storin doesn't really celebrate all that much. Your arrival was the first time we've celebrated in years.
Well, I can always teach you.
Why do you bother with me? I mean, you're the amazing leader of the party of heroes, and I'm just the guide.
And what's wrong with that? As cheesy as the phrase "be yourself" is, it's still a valid statement.
That's easy for you to say. I'm not strong like you or like Piper or even like V. I'm just me.
There's no special recipe for a person, Tem. Whatever mold you're trying to fit yourself into, it's not going to work.
And why should I listen to you? You don't know anything.
It's less visible than most, but I have a condition that causes my joints to be stiff. My family took good care of me, I guess, but they thought of me as this porcelain, fragile thing. Don't get me wrong, they loved me, but it felt conditional. I tried so hard to be that fragile thing that they wanted me to be, but as I tried, it drove me insane. In the end, I realized what they truly loved was an idea of me. Is that all you want from me? Do I get to leave? Am I?
Good job.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Thanks,
Sorry?
guys.
So, as you can see, when it comes to telling stories, and now I want to talk a little bit as the director about what that means to stage and cast and put these stories on. Because, and I'm going to be frank here, I've seen a worrying trend in theater nowadays where people feel like they can't do a show if they have not lived the show. They feel like they can't play a character if they haven't lived the character. And in certain ways, absolutely. Like, I know I'm sick of cis actors playing trans characters, especially when there are such excellent trans actors out there who are not cast. However, sometimes sometimes you run into issues, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second. And in Nerds, what I found is when we tell our inclusive stories, there are 3 values that we like to hold on to. And because I love acronyms and I love organizing things, gee, I wonder why, I organize them into the 3 R's of inclusive theater. That is respectful, responsible, and realistic. You want to make sure that every single representation you have is respectful. It's not a caricature. It's not a stereotype. If you're not commenting on the stereotype, it shouldn't be a stereotype. You want to make sure it's responsible. You are taking every effort to make sure that representation is as accurate as possible. And then realistic. And I separate realistic from respectful and responsible on purpose. Because I think one thing that happens when you start telling inclusive stories is the story can kind of become, look at this person and everything that they are going through. Oh no, this poor soul. Look how much they've overcome. And part of that is look how much they've overcome. But we can do that part without the that poor soul bit. And that's what I stress for the realistic. One of the things that you're going to see is Piper, and this is a dilemma that we faced. Piper has a prosthetic arm. And funny enough, there are not a lot of actors in the Yumish community that just have a prosthetic arm. And so we were searching around for an actor that just had an arm that we could cast. It'd be as realistic as possible. We didn't want to, accidentally create like a stereotype or anything. We couldn't find anything. So what we did instead is we connected with the Michigan Neuroprosthetics Club. And they made for us a realistic arm, just like they would make for the many children that they help serve, and the many children that they make arms for. They made us a very realistic arm that could be worn by a person who has an arm in order for it to be as realistic as a representation as possible. And it ended up working out in ways that I didn't even imagine. It changed the way you grip a sword. So for Piper, who was going to use that arm to grip a sword that no one else could carry because it was cursed, but Piper can hold it in their metal arm because the curse isn't going to affect their skin at all. So finding those moments of not just the struggles that undeniably exist for disabled people, but also finding the power within it. And those are going to be the 2 excerpts that we go into. First, we're going to talk about V, who is the mage or wizard of the group, and who dealt with blindness quite creatively. And we'll talk about that in just a second. And then we're of course going to finish off on Piper's song, How to Swing a Sword. And then finally, we're going to have some words from our writer here, Kira. And one last time, I do want to say a huge thank you to the Michigan Neuroprosthetics Club and a huge thank you to the project here. You guys are opening doors for nerds that I have wanted opened since I was a freshman here. And now I'm a senior, and I know that if Nerds is going in this direction, this is an org that I am proud to have helped build. Without further ado, let's start with V's. So as I welcome the actors on, I'll tell you a little bit of what's happening in this scene. They're gonna do the scene into the song. So the party has gotten lost in a dungeon, and booby traps have been triggered. Suddenly, Tem is all by themselves, and they can't see. It's too dark to see. Who comes in but V, showing them how, with a little magic, everything can be illuminated.
Fun fact, this was the first song of the show that was fully composed and orchestrated. So this is where it all began.
Stress and fear will always be near, but with a little magic, all can be clear.
It's just you, V. You scared me. Do you know where the others are?
Our friend's locations is not known. To be honest, you and I may be boned.
This is so frustrating. What can we do then? I knew we shouldn't have gone into that room, and now I'm stuck here.
Do not fret, friend of mine, for magic will show us the way in time.
You know, I've been meaning to ask. What's with the rhyming? Are you, like, cursed or something?
No. But rhyming and wordplay makes the adventure more fun, you know? I didn't actually always want to be a wizard. I always wanted to be a bard.
Oh, so why didn't you?
Well, my eyesight isn't all that good. When I was younger, I slowly began to lose my vision. It was scary, having to face the reality of never seeing the beautiful world ever again. But thankfully, with magic, I was able to create these. They're enchanted glasses, and they help me see a little better. It's not perfect, but it's something, you know? And I mean, it's not like anyone else was going to invent it, or at least not without charging a hell of a price for it. So, I took matters into my own hands.
You made these?
Yeah.
That's amazing. But it still doesn't explain the rhyming?
To not have fun while adventuring is a crime. That's why I live to the fullest and speak in rhyme. Like here in this cave, it's pretty scary, right? But with a little magic, you'll see it in a brand new light. When you're lost in the dark, filled with fear, and your days been as long as a year, you can't find your friends or where this maze ends, but with a little magic it's clear. While it may take some time to switch gears till the end of the tunnel appears, just take a deep breath and retrace your steps. Don't panic, I'm with you here. Keep your chin up, fill your own cup. Even if the clouds roll in with ease, just pretend you can fly.
Fly?
You won't know till you try. And with a little magic, it's a breeze.
Well, I can't exactly do magic like you can.
Not with that attitude. You just have to trust yourself. Like when I couldn't see anymore, and the world seemed to close on its doors, I gave up my dreams, as sad as it seems. But it turns out with magic I soar. I was troubled with becoming blind. Defeat never crossed my mind. I studied each day, I found my own way, and with a little magic I'm fine. Sure, people will be people. Some dismiss me with no second look. Yes, they tried telling me who I can and can't be. I just laugh in their faces and dance with myself.
I'm so grateful I have all I need in the book.
But no fun can be had if you're living for somebody else.
I can trust in the grand status quo.
I think you can do more than you know. There's no knows you like you do. The magic's inside you, it shows. Thanks.
Phenomenal. And then our next and final piece for the evening before our writer's note is going to be how to swing a sword. So in this one, Piper is teaching Tem how to fight with a sword. Again, Tem coming from this really restrictive society, fully believe like they're not even allowed. They think they simply can't. They're so not allowed that they think they can't. So Piper teaches them how to swing a sword and tells a little bit about their own philosophy in life and as advice towards Tem.
Blah, blah, blah. Less talking and more thinking on your feet, Tem. Take the sword in your hand, grip it tight so it won't fly away. Why you won't get away this time, don't bother running off on a dime. You don't stand a chance against...
Whoa, wait. How do I actually move this thing through the air?
Feel the weight of the blade as you swing from the left to the right. When your movement is swayed, there's momentum, so use it to fight. It might take a bit to get used to, but don't let the process dissuade you. Bust a move and you will never be bored. And that's how to swing a sword.
Is that really all there is to it? Or do you just make it look easy?
It wasn't always, and I wasn't really taken seriously for a while. I got tired of hearing you fight really well for a girl. That's not nice or endearing. It just makes you sound like a churl. But I taught myself this art, and that was what set me apart. So I learned my own way, and that was what struck a chord. And that's how to swing a sword.
I think I'm getting the hang of it.
There's just something about holding a weapon that fills you with the kind of fire. You got power even in the final hour when things are getting down to the wire. You're feeling insecure, afraid that you're irrelevant. Well, there's nothing like a friendly spar, because I am sure that this is more prevalent in demonstrating how strong you are. A little competition can be healthy. I always use it as fuel, say, and they'll see. But you don't always have to win to prove your worth. You've been worthy of a sword since birth. Nobody else can tell you what you're meant for. Life isn't just a job where you've been sent for. Let everybody know your name far and wide. Your place in this world is yours to decide.
I'm just starting.
You're just starting
An incredible quest of my own.
I'll keep the course I've been charting. No matter how far you get thrown, you have all important tools. When you make your own rules, give it all that you've got, and whoever you face will be floored. That's how to swing a sword. That's how to swing a
I am absolutely off the topic of the conference, just in general being a director, I'm in love with my cast. Don't they sound amazing?
There is such a unique joy as a composer as well to actually get together with like real life performers and hear things back to you and thinking that's exactly what I was imagining. That's exactly what was in my brain all those months ago, and now it's tangible and real, and I'm just so incredibly grateful.
Without further ado,
Everybody welcome our lovely writer of this amazing story, Kira Eby.
Okay, it is working. Okay. Sorry, I was in biochem and they don't let me go. So this is kind of like my thought process while writing NPC's guide. So when I was first starting out making the outlining stuff, I actually went up to a friend and was like, oh, I think I want to make a show about disability because I have one, a lot of my family members have one. And they said to me, are you sure? And I was like, yes, what's wrong with that? And so one sentence that really spoke out to me was, it's a sensitive topic. Are you sure? And that kind of made me thought, despite being like 4 out of 5 adults in the US having a disability, only 1.8% of reoccurring characters in TV shows have a disability, and that's according to the World Institute on Disability. So if something is so common, why is it so not normalized into our media? Well, some of it, of course, comes from stigmatism, and the other one is just plain out fear. Like, why are we so afraid on touching disability? It's something that no one should be ashamed of. I'm certainly not ashamed of mine, and no one should be ashamed of theirs. So I agree that it is a topic that needs dedication and the utmost respect. But that is with any topic regarding a minority or social issue. You want to be very informed and very well versed in what you're talking about if you're going to well represent it. So, and to write anything, it also comes from empathy and experience. NPC's guide is made of both. Like I said, some of the disabilities that you saw here, I can relate to, and some of them I just heard from experiences and just really got to meet with amazing people and talk about what they've gone through. And I think just being able to understand their perspective and to share it is so very, very important. When we present disability or any type of minority topic, I think we do need to treat it with respect that it deserves. But being afraid to not speak out on it, I think that's the most unfair and unjust thing that we could do. I think it's very important that we have voices to speak out on these experiences and on these stories. Even if we have to meet with people face to face, we have to do hours and hours of research. It all, to me, it makes so much, gives me so like fulfillment in being able to share these stories and being able to even talk to these people about their experiences. Because it's just amazing to hear what people have gone through, and it's amazing to be able to just hear people's stories.
And with that, we're wrapping up. We thank you guys again for this wonderful opportunity. One thing I will say about nerds being in this space and in general, a lot of the studies that I was reading the posters on talked a lot about social groups and social connection for people who are neurodiverse. That is what I've loved about nerds. I'm neurodivergent. God knows that is that has been a superpower. I will be honest, that has been a superpower in some instances, and it's been a hindrance in others. And I think nerds specifically, and organizations like nerds, organizations that center inclusivity, have allowed me to really dive into my superpowers where they lie and figure out how to continue forging forward in places that I might need a little bit more support with, and how to find that support and where to get that support and how to develop those skills. So thank you guys for inviting us here. I hope we are invited back. I hope we do more. I hope we work more with the Beautiful Minds Project, because this is something that is so powerful. Neurodiverse people need more outlets that work with them and work with their superpowers and work with their abilities in order to create and express, because otherwise our stories don't get told. So thank you guys for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.